I'm Dr. Mohammad Wasif, and you're watching video lectures of computer-aided engineering design. What is engineering design process? We have to understand now. We can differentiate between the traditional design and a mechanical design. Uh, there is a simple design. Design means to make something, to make some concept or something. Then there is a engineering design. Engineering design means you must have the size, you must have the dimensions, you should have a plan, you should have a concept. And then when you make a mechanical design means justification and making that product into realization. So the design process is the sequence of steps through which you passes a product and produce it into a realization. And why you go through the design process? Because you have some problems, and if you want to solve those problems, you have to design something. Sometimes you have to design a process, you have to design a product. So any type of design need, uh, so it is a sequence of process through which our product converts from its drawing phase to the realization phase. Okay, it is an iterative process, of course. When you start doing something, uh, you make something and you are not satisfied, then what you do it again, you repeat it several times until your success criteria is reached. It is just like a loop in computer programs. Okay, you start to do something and you repeat it several times until a success criteria is achieved. For example, uh, in NASA, if someone want to make a ship, a shuttle, and its nose cannot resist the higher temperature, so what they will do, they will use different combination of materials until they succeeded with the criteria that it will sustain in a higher temperature and pressure, making improvements along the way as we learn from failure and uncover new design possibilities to arrive at great solutions. So what we do in each iteration, we improve our design. So in every iteration, we include something that is better than the previous one. So that is the reason that we do design in different stages. Here I will show you that what is the design process. We'll see step by step what is design process. So basically design starts with the need. What we have problem. So basically need comes from a problem. For example, we have transportation problem in our country, we have energy problem in our country, we have bad infrastructure of internet or something like that. So we have this problem. If you go to kitchen and just observe your mom, you will see that there are several problems in the kitchen. When she cuts some vegetables or cut some fruit, you can see that that is not safe. Sometimes they got some wound in their hand. So uh, problems are always around us, and as an engineer we should see everything to as a solution, that what solution we can bring to this problem, and we can improve the existing product as well. Then after the problem identification, what we do, we define the design definition, that what is needed to be designed, what size is needed, what are the requirements. For example, uh, load shedding is a major problem in our country, and if we are going to solve this problem, that then what we will do, how we will start that. Maybe we'll think that we should make some system for our own home. Maybe we'll think that we can solve this problem for the whole street, for whole row of our houses, or we will think that maybe I can solve this problem for the whole area, maybe for the whole block. So we have to confine our design to some specification, because we have to limit it. Okay, if we don't limit it, then we will not be able to solve the problem. To limit the problem, we must specify the specifications. Then the third step is collecting design information and feasibility study. To solve this problem with this limit, how much money is going to spend? Okay, for a smaller solution we have to spend less money, and for the larger solution we have to spend large number of money. What will be the NPV, what will be the rate of return? Okay, rate of return, and what will be the payback period. For example, if I make something which cost me 1 lakh rupees, okay, and that is going to solve my energy problem, so how much time it will take so that my electricity bills which K Electric gives me, that is I'm gonna not pay, but I'm going to, uh, for example, I invent something, I invent a power plant that is of 1 lakh rupee cost, and I am going to implement it. I make it, and then I see that because of this plant, I don't need to pay my K electric bill. My K electric bill comes every month of 20,000 rupees. Okay, it comes 20,000 rupees each month. And to avoid this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a project of 100,000 rupees and I'm going to implement it. So in how many years or how many months I'm going to recover it? So of course, after, if I divide this by 20,000, it means that in 5 months I'm going to recover the cost of this product. Okay, I'm going to recover the cost of this generator, and later on I'm going to save 20,000 each month. Okay, for example, the life of generator is about 3 years. So how much money I save? If I remove 5 months, it means that out of 36 months I'm going to save 31 month 20,000 rupees. So it will be this much is the amount which I'm going to save through this project. The next step is design conceptualization. So basically, design conceptualization is sketching of design and see the static, how it will look like. So basically, we do this using Google Sketch or Photoshop or Corel Draw, freehand, these sort of CAD software. The next step is design modeling and simulation. In design modeling, we model the 3 CAD software. We model the design in a 3D model in a CAD software such as CATIA, SolidWorks, or any other 3D modeling software. So basically, we look around it that how the other views of this product will look like and what are the different features in it. Then we do simulation. Simulation is basically we try to run that product through the mechanism, or we apply some virtual stresses around it, either in the form of thermal stresses or load-based stresses. So based on these 5 processes, we group them together to form the synthesis process. The next process is called design analysis process, in which we look at the design and we see that where the higher stresses are being occurred. So after the synthesis process, the design analysis process tells us that where the higher stresses are being formed and where we have to put some more material, and where the stresses are too low that we have to remove the material. This is called design optimization. So in design optimization process, what we do, we increase or reduce the material. Basically, the simulation, design analysis, and design optimization process occurred in FEA, finite element analysis process, and this is done in software like ANSYS, Abacus, and other softwares. So this is a FEA simulation video which I am showing to you. Here you can see that when the pistons are moving, the color of this whole graphic is changing. On the left hand side, you can see the spectrum where the red color shows that the highest stresses are there, whereas the blue color shows the lowest stresses. You can see that when the piston moves, the color of this whole graphics is changing from red to blue. It means that it goes towards the higher stress region, and this higher stresses are due to the maybe due to the lack of material, we have to put some more material here, or maybe due to some reason, maybe due to some dimension we need to optimize. So what we do in FEA analysis, we see that where the higher stresses are being occurred, and we have to evaluate that either we have to put some more material, or in case of if the whole model is still blue, it means that these are under stress. It means that we put so much material that no stresses, no higher stresses are being formed. So what we do in optimization process, basically we finalize the dimensions of a product, that what dimensions must we choose so that it will sustain, and we have to complete the design of the product. And finally we evaluate the design. Design evaluation means that we sometimes make the prototypes, or what we do that we apply some other features in that, and basically we make prototypes to test it, and finally we make the drawings and different orthogonal views of the product so that we are going to finalize our product. So this is the design and documentation. We also make some BOM. So these 4 processes together are called the analysis process, and this is the part of computer aided engineering. So all together, these all light blue color processes which I showed you, 5 processes, are called CAD processes because it involves the computer aided design software. So these all five processes: design conceptualization, design modeling, design analysis, optimization, evaluation, and finally communication and drawings. So these are called CAD processes. I will write on this slide again that design and modeling can be done on SolidWorks. This is a good software for modeling in CATIA. And we can do design conceptualization on freehand, CorelDRAW, Photoshop, or even the Google Sketch is also a very good software through which you can make the design conceptualization. So these are all CAD softwares which you can use. For the design analysis, you can use ANSYS. Another software is Abacus, and there are so many other softwares which you can use for FEA. For design optimization, you can bring back your 3D model to SolidWorks, and you can optimize the dimensions again. And the same software can be used for the evaluation, such as mechanism or other thing. Here the design process is complete, and now we go towards the manufacturing process. The first process in manufacturing is process planning, in which we choose either we have to perform drilling, milling, sawing, or we have to do some grinding, or we have to do some casting process. So what type of process we are going to apply? Then we plan the production, that what machine is needed, when it is needed, how we are going to apply the different types of tools for the machines. So basically, it is about the machine tools. With the machine tools, we also choose different types of tools which are needed so that we can use with the machine. Either we have to buy new tools or choose one, and then we order material and we do CNC programming using the computer aided machining. You will learn this technique in your fourth year. Then we do production using the manufacturing systems, and we perform the quality control. In quality control, we do two things. The first thing we do, that is inspection. We check the aesthetic of or look of the product, and then we do testing. Testing is basically we test that how well the product is working. Its performance is good or bad, or it is working the intended function or not. So in inspection, we check the aesthetic. Then we do packaging, and this all process is called CAM process. CAM means computer aided manufacturing. So in CNC programming, we do computer aided machining, and CAM means computer aided manufacturing. So once the computer aided manufacturing process is complete, the next step is shipping. We send it to shipping and then marketing, and the whole manufacturing process goes complete. After the marketing, we sell it. We sell these products to our customer. It goes to our customer, and they see that either the product is good or not. They use it for some years, and then they found that there are some new problems, and we need to launch some new models, such as Samsung and iPhone. They launched the product, their new mobile phones, with waterproofing. Samsung customer says that the product is not waterproof. The rainwater goes inside and the mobile fails and it malfunctions. So what Samsung did that they designed a new kind of product, entirely new kind of product, having feature of waterproofing. So this is how the marketing feedback, the problem of the customer goes towards the towards again back to the design need, and that is how this cycle goes on again and again, and we see the new product comes into the market.